What is happening, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Wednesday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have a big 10-game main slate tonight, followed by a smaller, I think 3-game slate tomorrow, and then we go right into the All-Star break. We get a week off of NBA, but there's other things going on. We got the Genesis Invitational Golf starting tomorrow. I'll probably do single round lineups too this weekend, now that I'll have the extra time with no NBA. The XFL is starting up. I know DraftKings has contests opened up. Haven't seen anything on FanDuel yet, but I would assume that they start doing that. I'll definitely dabble in that. And then maybe some hockey as well. So there's going to be things to do with no NBA. Might need a little bit of a break anyways. These guys, they start to run out of steam. These teams don't know how to put injuries out. They do weird load managements. We saw Robert Williams randomly come off the bench last night and end up playing 13 minutes when, the Celtics were so shorthanded. And then the Celtics coach didn't even know how to explain it, just didn't feel like playing him. Which at that point, why wouldn't you just not play Robert Williams and have him, sit and fully rest? I don't know. The Celtics are fully healthy tonight for the most part. Marcus Smart's back. Jason Tatum's back. You got White coming probable. There was a chance he wasn't going to play because he fucked up his ear or something during the game last night, but he's going to play. Malcolm Brogdon's in. Robert Williams is now questionable, so he might sit because they do a little bit of a flip with Al Horford and Robert Williams a lot of the time. So Horford could end up being a decent play. He's starting tonight. Or he's available to play tonight. I guess we have to wait until we see the Celtics starters because they might be starting Blake Griffin ahead of Al Horford tonight. I'm still hot from that last night because it was the only reason why we didn't cash on the main slate. Got our revenge on the after hours though. We cashed that easily. But let's have a better main slate here tonight. There's some injuries to take advantage of. And as usual, there is a bunch of questionable guys we're going to have to keep an eye out on as we get closer to lock. I'm doing an extra FanDuel main slate lineup tonight for all Twitter subscribers. If you go to my Twitter profile, you can see this pink button. You can subscribe. It's $10 a month. You get random bonus content from me that only subscribers can see when I tweet. Tonight, there will be a lineup, and I also do Guru Credit bonuses to cover that fee. So a lot of benefits in being a subscriber. So go over there if you want that lineup tonight. You'll be able to see it as a subscriber. So let's get into the value plays here for tonight. As usual, one for each position. Give this video a like. Make sure you're subscribed. I do appreciate it. The Bulls are without their number one guy here tonight, DeMar DeRozan. They are going to be very, very popular. Ayo Dosunmu looks like a great play. 4,400, needs 22 fantasy points to hit value. Going to be playing a ton of minutes. Last time DeRozan was out was on February 7th. He saw 37 minutes. No coincidence there that he saw 10 more minutes than he usually does, and he got 30 fantasy points. There's going to be a ton of extra usage going around. Now, Alex Caruso is questionable, so if he's also out, it wouldn't be a bad idea to stack Dosunmu and Coby White. Coby White would have a great chance of starting. If Caruso's in, he's probably starting. But, when it comes down to it, out of these three cheap guards for the Bulls, I do like Dosunmu the most. He is their true starting point guard. So, could you get a big game out of Coby White? Yeah. Could you get a big game out of Alex Caruso if he ends up playing? Yeah, but I do like my chances the most with Ayo Dosunmu. Then an obvious play here. Let's go with the next best guy on the Bulls behind DeRozan, Zach LaVine, 7,600. He would be debatable as a good play if DeRozan was in tonight. The fact that he's out makes LaVine a smash play. I'm probably going to have him in 100% of my lineups. He only needs 37 fantasy points to hit value. The Pacers are not a good defense. This game has a high over-under, should stay close. Just an elite matchup for Zach LaVine. He's going to have a chance to score a bunch of points. Saw 40 minutes against Orlando last game. Saw 40 minutes in that last game against Memphis where DeRozan was out. So we can expect him to see 37 to 40 minutes tonight. And his floor is super high. He's going to get you 32 plus fantasy points, making him an obvious cash game play. And then he has a 50-point ceiling. If he gets his shot going early, he could end up taking like 20 plus shots in this game with no DeMar DeRozan. Just an outstanding play across the board. Small forward, I like Max Strus. This game arguably might be the lowest over-under I've seen all season long. It's at 211. So low in today's NBA. But I do like Max Strus. Both the Heat and the Nets do play at a, slower pace. So that, equals that wicked low over-under. So there is value for the Heat still, though, with no Kyle Lowry, no Tyler Hero. We saw Max Strus start last game for Tyler Hero, saw 41 minutes, played 39 minutes the game before, has been very productive in those two games, 24 and 39. His price went up a little bit, but it didn't go up enough. 5,000's fine. He needs 25 fantasy points. In these two games where the Heat have been shorthanded without their ball handlers, we've seen the ball get shared between all 5 of these starters. Unusual rebounds and assists from Strus in the last 2 games, 4 and 7, and then he flipped those last game, 7 and 4. So outside of him hitting threes, there's other things to contribute to. So Strus at 5,000, even in a very slow matchup, should get plenty of shots. This Heat team, like I said, is so shorthanded. I like this play at 5,000. Power forward, we're going to pick both big guys, one for each team in this matchup here. Zach Collins, this Spurs and Hornets game is arguably the best game to pick from tonight. It's got a 244.5 over-under, 34 more points than that Nets and Knicks games, or the Nets and Heat game. So this game just looks like a fantasy frenzy. 6,400, Zach Collins. Yes, his price has gone up a little bit, but for good reason. He's the new Jakob Poeltl in town here in San Antonio. They have no Isaiah Roby, but Bassey was called up last game, played 12 minutes as a backup behind Collins, but Collins was still the main guy starting, seeing 31 minutes. We can expect him to see 31 to 35 minutes in this matchup tonight. Will easily be a fantasy point per minute kind of guy against the Hornets. The Hornets have been, notoriously so bad on defense in all aspects all year long. So Collins, 6,400 is a great play. He's been seeing a lot of usage with these shorthanded Spurs. And I don't think the Hornets are good enough to blow out the Spurs at home here. I think they're only 7-point favorites. So expect these Spurs guys to play plenty of minutes. Zach Collins still looks good at that elevated salary. And then, I could just reiterate the same things for Mark Williams on the other side of things. Another guy who benefited at the trade deadline with Mason Plumlee being traded. So Mark Williams and Zach Collins find themselves in very similar spots. You could probably project them for the same amount. And then Mark Williams is $700 cheaper than Zach Collins. So just an even better play here. He's going to see, 30 minutes. Him and Collins in this game, they couldn't be in any more similar scenarios. They both have backups who don't play a ton of minutes. You got Nick Richards backing up Mark Williams, doesn't play a ton. And then you got Bassey backing up Collins. Just very similar spots here. I really like this play. He's going to see around 30 minutes. Should be a fantasy point per minute kind of guy in this matchup. Runs into stocks. 2 blocks in 4 out of his last 5 games. He gets a couple of steals. Will run into rebounds. It's just such a fast tempo kind of game tonight. It's going to be hard to get away from Zach Collins and Mark Williams. Even though both of their prices have gone up a little bit, I do not think they've gone up enough. So I do like Mark Williams at center. That'll do it for this video, guys. Give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Big main slate tonight. Plenty of things to still wait on for questionable guys. But, get over to my website tonight. Let's have a huge main slate and cash out here tonight. Till next time, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off. Peace.